Greetings, YouTube. Danny Staten here for the Daily Danny Blog main channel. Welcome to the Daily Dan Blog. And I'm looking at Weird Science, number 4 from March of who the freak knows what year because they did not put it on the cover. But since the book cost $2, I'm not thinking it's an old one. This is a gift. I got it through the mail from a fellow named Mr. Blondie in my WWE Wrestling Merchandise Contest. He will receive points for this book. But I don't know how to give the points because I base it on the year, the age, and whatever. But if I base it on the cover, this is a really great cover. I love the alien scheme. It reminds me of old movies from the 50s. I'm going to open it up and have a look and see if I can figure out what year this thing is. And a few other things about it, and take a look at the story inside. Join me, YouTube. Join me. Right off the rip, as soon as I got it open, I seen a bunch of other covers for magazines that I'm taking that come Weird Science, Two-Fisted Tales, Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror. All these must be from the same line of books. I did not know that. I find this very interesting, especially the Tales from the Crypt being from this line. Maybe this book might be a little better than I thought it was going to be after all, YouTube. Maybe a little bit better. Well, YouTube, she's from 91, and that don't make her really old. But what I did notice was he went back a lot of copyrights all the way back into the 80s and maybe even to the 79. And I'm taking it as Tales from the Crypt kind of stories. Let's check them out. Adaptability seems to be the first story in the book. Great graphics, great art. Interesting to the point that it's very similar to Tales from the Crypt. Look. Cute dogs. I like dogs. Dogs are cool. Adaptability my ass. They should call this thing Space Hillbilly. All this is to tell of some farmer that takes over a freaking spaceship. I find it very disappointing. Not a very good story at all. Who cares about jackass farmer who takes over a spaceship? I saw that in Star Wars, didn't I? Didn't Luke Skywalker take over a spaceship or something? Oh my God, this is just, what a horrible story. Even though the story does have a couple of really, really good points in it, especially the art and the uniforms, and a couple of other things in it that's okay. Well, Space Farmer is not doing too well about getting the girls. She found Space Stud here instead. But it's basically the Space Farmer meets some people, looks for a planet, while the graphics are good, but nothing really happens. It's nothing exciting. It's not a good Tales from the Crypt kind of story. Not what you would expect, anyway. But the good-looking guy did die, and Space Freak did wind up with the girl, and everybody lived happily ever after. I guess that's a good thing, maybe? Maybe? Maybe not? Oh, weird. Close Shave was the next story in the book. I'm guessing this one might be just a little bit better, maybe? Wow, this is going to take all freaking day, because all you seem to get is a 3-page story with some stupid shit in it. And Close Shave, they almost wind up getting married. Wow, what a close shave. 3 pages of nothing. Then you get to this one, Fourth Degree. Is this going to be another 3 pages of nothing? Another one? Another one? Tell me, Ricky, is it? Oh, Lucy, it's going to be horrible. You've heard of the 3rd degree, YouTube? Well, the 4th degree, the story title, apparently happens when you marry a bitch fucking Vulcan like this who just fusses and nags all the time, and you need to freaking cut her heart out. That's the way you feel because she nags and she fusses and she's horrible. A fucking demon she is. And YouTube the story in it the way I expected. Young John killed the bitch and buried her in the backyard. And ain't that the way the story always seems to go? He used to love her, but he had to kill her. Now she's buried in the backyard somewhere. Wow. Oh my God, YouTube! I found where the movie I, Robot come from. Way back, years ago. Before Will Smith stole the idea and they made a movie. I found the original cartoon strip for I, Robot. I bet we didn't see that one coming. I didn't know that was a Tales from the Crypt kind of story. Did you, YouTube? And it's very similar, almost identical so far to the movie that Will Smith played in. I did not see that coming. This book is called Weird Science, but as we learn from the back cover, it's part of the Tales from the Crypt series and features a lot of the same kind of storytelling. I give it credit. I guess Will Smith, as usual, Hollywood changes up stories. It didn't end exactly the way I, Robot in the comics ended. But it ends a little bit on the dark side. It's true. It does. And look, right in the middle of the back of the book, you get another really great cover. Is this not awesome? You get a weird fantasy in here, too. Is this not awesome? To be quick, this last little story in here, I have to compare to something similar to a Flash Gordon story of the 1930s. It just seems to be like a serial Flash Gordon kind of. Look at that shirt. Doesn't that even look like Flash Gordon's shirt? It's a serial ripoff of an old Flash Gordon thing that they just gave a different name to. Highly disappointing for the last story in this Tales from the Crypt ripoff comic book. And if you want to know how that story ended, YouTube, you'll have to buy the book. But Flash is the savior of the universe again. It was a Flash ripoff. It's got like a little two-page short at the back called The 10th of Noon. And oh my God, that looks horrible. That looks, oh my God, that's disgusting. And in this final story in this book, we find out that you really shouldn't make deals with Mr. Satan, because if you make deals with Satan, with Junosis, you will wind up having a really bad day. Well, YouTube, I'm glad I finally came into this dismal nightmare, Tales from the Crypt ripoff, even though it does have some great art in the cover and the back. In this little Frankenstein tale story. This is in the back of the comic, but it really does have probably the best art in the whole book right here in the back. I did not enjoy this book greatly. I really didn't, YouTube. So that brings me to Weird Science's dismal end, a 1990s comic with crappy graphics inside of it, a bunch of stolen stories that even I, Robot, stuff I'd seen and heard 1,000 times before. Nothing new, nothing great, and I can't believe they had the audacity to rip off a Flash Gordon serial from 1934 or something. That was freaking terrible. Weird Science, you suck. Mr. Blondie, you're going to get just a few points for this one, maybe like 100. I didn't like it, even though the cover art is really good. The interior art is horrible. It's not an old one, and it blows. Danny Staten for the Daddy Dan blog saying, like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and don't buy this fucking book because it sucks. It really sucks. Blog over. Be sure to subscribe.